Hello everyone. I will to show you one initiative by European Union and to show how we can use this initiative to protect cultural heritage in post-crisis situations. I will use the example, the Basilica of San Benedict in Norcia, to show you how protect cultural heritage in post-crisis situations. What is European Solidarity Corps? European Solidarity Corps is initiative launched by European Union on December in 2016. The underlying concept of this initiative is solidarity of young people and their participation in activities. We talk about activities like education activities in refugee camps, restoration of the cultural heritage, care for endangered species, or something like that. These initiatives enable the inclusion of young people in the labor market and society. We have different types of activities. Young people can participate in volunteering activities, individual or group, traineeships and jobs. And 5 young people can participate in solidarity projects. We have 8 European Union different programs which fund the activities of the European Solidarity Corps. I put their logo in a PowerPoint presentation, such as Erasmus, European Regional Development Fund, Europe for his citizens, life, and something like that. Here I will use a city of Norcia, like one example how to protect cultural heritage in post-crisis situation. City of Norcia is located in central Italia region of Umbria. It was a part of the ancient Roman Empire, and here is important that Saint Scholastic and Saint Benedict were born here, because we will talk about the Basilica of Saint Benedict in Norcia. It's interesting that city of Norcia affected 3 times by earthquake, twice in August and once on October in 2016. I put here the table where you can see that earthquakes, datum and magnitude of that earthquakes. Earthquake, which was on October 30 in 2016, virtually destroyed the Basilica in Norcia, and Basilica was completely destroyed because it was too strange. It was too strange earthquake. We talk about 6 magnitude. Here I want to present you how was the earthquake in Norcia. You can see that the Basilica in Norcia was totally destroyed, and we can see that a large part of the church and its bell tower were destroyed. Part of the presbytery was also destroyed during the collapse of the bell tower. And also the peripheral walls and upside, a little bit upside, and also this was destroyed, well destroyed. And we can see that facade has been preserved here, and most damage was the left wall with the porch of the here. It's better here. The most damage is the left wall of the church with the porch of the church, Loggia dei Mercanti, which is very important because it was a market in past. And this basilica is also the main center of city life in Norcia. Before restoration, every restorator or conservator needs to explain and fill the papers and needs to explain why cultural heritage needs restoration and needs to explain values of cultural heritage. Here, I will to explain why this church or basilica in Benedict, in Norcia or St. Benedict needed to be restored. This is basilica from 13th and 14th century. We talk about a single nave building in a shape of Latin cross. Here, the basilica is also interested because of a bell tower. Bell tower was built in 14th century, and facade which has been preserved is also from a Gothic period, and it's very important and interesting. Because it's on a main portal we have a sculpture of two angels and mother and the Virgin and Child, and around we have two edicula with sculptures of Saint Benedict and Saint Scholastica. Saint Benedict is also Saint Patron of the Europe, and it's important for all Benedictine community in Europe and in the world also. On the portal we also have a rosette around which is a symbol of four evangelists, and I don't know, is this one example where we have on a portal, on a facade, rosette, and around of the rosette symbol of four evangelists. And the most important here we have a porch of this church, which is built in 16th century. In the interior of the basilica was altered in 18th century. The basilica was built on a pre-existing crypt from a Roman period, and interior of the church decorated with frescoes and with paintings, and we have paintings from by Filippo Napoletano and Michelangelo Carducci, and here is the apse, which has been preserved the earthquake. And very interesting, this fresco where we can see mother with child, and the restoration of the Basilica in Norcia. The project in the project was involved 16 young volunteers from Austria, France, Spain, Portugal, and other countries. The project was overseen by Antonio Paolucci. He was the former director of Vatican Museums, and the European Solidarity Corps was here in restoration. They are here restoration works. The basilica was restored in 2020. It's very interesting that despite bureaucratic disagreement between the then Archbishop Boccard, who wanted to restore the basilica in a modern architectural style, and here on the other side, we have a local population who wanted to restore basilica like original structure, and restored was in 2020. The basilica restored, and how they decide to incorporate modern aspects and modern technique to original structure. Why? Because of to make the basilica more resilient to earthquake, which are very frequent in Italy. The remains of the church ruins were removed during the conservation work. Stone fragment they put and set aside in order to stabilize facade, and the remaining preserved parts of the basilica. It was installed aluminium scaffolding, and wooden scaffolding has been placed on the portal. It's very interesting that during the restoration and conservation works, they found under the ruins or below the ruins a fresco with mother and child and Saint Barbara, and also they found 2 bells of church here. It's here I put the picture of after the restoration of San Benedict in Norcia, and for conclusion, it's very interesting that European Solidarity Corps offers young people's solidarity between young peoples and change to volunteer. And the aim of the European Solidarity Corps is to recognize, can be one of the aims. One of the aim can be to recognize the damage of cultural heritage, and to conserve and restore cultural heritage sites damaged by natural disasters. These activities and its participants can be used for every other cultural heritage. It can be damaged or not, which means that this initiative and its participants can be used in the future as an example for cultural heritage conservation and restoration in Croatia, where was an earthquake recently. In Croatia was the earthquake in 2020. I think about earthquake which was occurred in Petrina, and we also felt that earthquake in other Croatia cities such as Glina, Sisak. And it's we talk about cultural heritage from 18th and 20th century, and that earthquake completely damaged the Sisak Cathedral, the gallery of Krsto Hegedušić, and the others parish churches from that area. And that's all. Thank you.